Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and I'm here to solve a Sudoku taken from the recently concluded Sudoku Grand Prix at World Puzzle Federation. This was round 4 of Sudoku GP and it was authored by Édouard Lebeau from France. And it was an excellent round with some hard Sudokus in the set, and which I messed up at the start itself. I broke the skyscraper Sudokus and there was no recovery for me at all from then on. So there was a Sudoku type called Mathrax Sudoku in the contest, where if you look at the results, many people have fallen short because of this Sudoku. This Sudoku was weighed at 64 points. So I remember seeing about 5 people scoring 536 and not being able to complete this Sudoku. And even I had faced tremendous difficulty during the contest solving the Sudoku. I got stuck and I had to guess like crazy. I don't even know what I did during the contest, but I thought that this was a really tough Sudoku. So I decided to make a video on this. The link to solve this is given in the description of the video. Please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. Let's move on to the rules now. Classic rules apply. So each row, each column and 3x3 box in the grid will have digits 1 to 9 without any repetitions. Let me just make it Sudoku mode. Yes, then go back here to check out the rules. And some intersections are marked by number and operator. So as you can see here, there is a circle here, and inside that you have some numbers and operations given, plus, minus, multiplication and division. So what these imply is that when this operation is applied to the diagonally opposite pair of cells, the number that you will get is the number in the circle. So you have 7 plus here. So which means that if you add both of these cells, you will get 7. And similarly, if you add the blue cells, you will get 7. And to cite one more example, if you look at this 16 clue here and it says plus, so which means these two cells must add up to 16, and similarly these two cells must add up to 16. And the last part of the rule says that yes, an E or O in the circle indicates that all 4 adjacent digits are even or odd. Okay, so if there are no E or O in this grid, suppose if you see an E inside the circle, then all those 4 digits are even, and if you see an O in the circle, all 4 digits are odd. And the final note is that a question mark means that the result of the operation is not given and has to be determined as part of the puzzle. A question mark can replace any number, 2-digit numbers, or even non-integer numbers. That is, even you can get fractions too or allowed. So these are the rules. With that, I'll start the Sudoku. I'll try to break down the Sudoku as to where the solvers would have got stuck, because this is where I think I started going crazy on the Sudoku. So the way to start this is, just a second, I'll just see if the window is good. A little bit here. Yes. Okay. So 16 can be obtained only by 2 ways. One is by 2 multiplied by 8 and the other is 4 multiplied by 4. Obviously, you cannot have 2 multiplied by 8 2 times. For example, if you have 2 here, this would be 8. And these 2 cells are eliminated of this option. So there is no way you can have the same possibility repeating again. So we are sure that it is 2 multiplied by 8 on one side and 4 multiplied by 4 on the other side. So which means that there has to be a 4 in here and 4 in here. And if you look carefully where the 4 goes in row 3 now, it can't be here, it cannot be here, it cannot be part of the 16, so 4 goes here. And the moment you have a 4 here, in order to get a 5 as a result of a subtraction, you must have a 9 here, right? There is no other digit that can give you a result of 5, especially when 4 is one of the digits. So you must have a 9 here. And now look at this 16 clue. There are only 2 ways by which you can get 16 as a result of addition. One is 7 plus 9 and the other is 8 plus 8. So we are sure that if there is an 8 on one side, there must be an 8 on this side as well. So that will give you 2 8s. And you also have a 9 here. So this cannot be a 9. So this would be a 9 and that would be a 7. Because when you have 9 at the top, the diagonally opposite cell must have a 7. So automatically 7 comes at the bottom. So this becomes a 7-8 pair. And this becomes a 8-9 pair. Okay, let's put some pencil marks here. We know that these 4 cells can only be exhaustively 2, 4 or 8. No other cell, no other digit can go into those cells. Okay, look at this cell. This is part of the 7 as well. So 8 is not here. So this would be 2 or 4, which means this would be 3 or 5. And the moment you eliminate the 8 from here, this can no longer be a 2. Because 8 multiplied by 2 would be 16. So this can no longer be a 2. Now let's look a bit at the bottom. So you see that there is a 13 clue here, which is the result of addition. And you also know that there is an 8 in one of these two cells and 8 in one of these two cells, which means this 13 can never be 5 plus 8. So a 13 can only be 4 plus 9, a 5 plus 8 or a 6 plus 7. So 5 plus 8 is eliminated. So the options we have are 4, 9 and a 6, 7. These are the only list of options that can go in here. So until this point, people would have done something. I think up until this point, there is no problem. But beyond this stage, it gets really sticky, and there is one critical deduction that needs to be seen here, which is not so easy to see. It's really difficult, and I spent a lot of time trying to find this post contest, and I managed to find it. So the way to continue this Sudoku from here is by seeing that this cell cannot be an 8. So let's see what happens if this is an 8. So before that, I'll remove these corners to have a bit of clarity. So if this is 8, look what happens. This will be 2, this would be 4, and this would be 4, right? There is absolutely no problem here. So the moment you have 4 here, this would be a 3. Now, look what can go here. 7 can be reached by either 1 plus 6 or 2 plus 5. So this would be, let me use a corner here, 1, 2, 5 and 6, right? It can't be anything else. 2 is eliminated because of the 2 here. So if you have a 1, this would have to be a 3, but that is also not possible. So 1 is also eliminated. Can this be a 6? If you have a 6 here, this has to be a 4 or 8 in order to get 2 as a result of subtraction. So 6 is also eliminated. So this would be a 5, which means this must be a 2. And to get 2 minus, you need a 3 or a 7 here, but 3 is here. So this is a 7. Now, if you get these digits, this is the breaking point. Now look at these two cells. There is no way you can satisfy this clue with the help of the remaining numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 and 8 are eliminated. So the remaining digits are 1, 6 and 9, and they can never give 2 as a result of minus. So this cell, all I'm trying to prove is that this cell can never be an 8. That was really difficult to see, and I'm 90% certain that there is no other way to continue this Sudoku except for seeing that this cell cannot be an 8. So the moment we eliminate the 8 from here, this becomes a little bit easier. Not so easy, but at the same time, it becomes a little easier. So 8 is eliminated here, which means that 2 is eliminated here. So we get a 4-8 pair here and a 2-4 pair here. Now look what happens. Because of this 4-8 pair, the 8 is removed from this cell. So 8 goes here, which means this would be 8. So that has to be 9. That has to be 7. Brilliant, right? Now look, 9 is eliminated here, and that eliminates the 4 here. 7 is eliminated here, and that eliminates the 6 from the opposite side. So this becomes a 4-7 pair, this becomes a 6-9 pair. Now let's look at this cell. You need 10, so this is 4 or 1. And we can also fill the 11 now. It cannot be 5 plus 6 or 2 plus 9. So this must be 3 plus 8 and 4 plus 7. So 3, 8, 4, 7 goes here. And this cannot be a 4 now because 4 is in this 2 by 2 area. So this must be a 1, which means this must be a 9. This must be a 4. This must be a 7. This must be a 6. And we need 2, 5 here. 5 cannot be part of a 10 because that would need another 5. This becomes a 2, which means this would be 8. And for the 11, we need this as 3. And the remaining digits are 4 and 7, which can be easily filled. So mind you, the Sudoku has still not become easier. There is still a lot of work left to do, but it becomes considerably easier after that. Getting this start was not so easy. The elimination of 8 from here was not an easy task at all, especially during the contest. Many people were forced to resort to guessing, I think. I guessed, that's for sure. So let's continue now. Look at these two cells. They cannot be 2 plus 5 again, right? Because you have a 2 in here, so 2 plus 5 is not possible. And similarly, because of 4, this cannot be 3 plus 4, 2. So this would be a 1 and 6, which means this can be either 3 if it's 1, and if it is a 6, this would have to be 8, right? Because 4 is not possible. So this would be 3 or 8. Okay, so let's see how we can continue. And look at this 4. 4 is eliminated here. So which means this would be a 4. And that gives a 9 here, right? We're getting slow and steady progress here. And now look where the 9 goes in box 3. 9 would have to be in one of these two cells. Let's look at this 5 a little bit. 5 can only be 1 and 6, 2 and 7, 3 and 8, or 4 and 9. 3 and 8 is eliminated, 4 and 9 is eliminated, so it's 1 and 6. And this one gives me a 1 here and a 6 here, or it can be 2 and 7. So 7 here and a 2 here. Now look where the 2 and the 6 go in this box, right? 2 and 6 are contained in this area because of these digits that we have placed here. 2 and 6 get into this area. Now we need to think a little bit here. Let's see if the 2 can go with the 6 or the 9, right? Or it goes with a completely different digit. We'll see that. If the 2 goes with the 9, by goes with the 9, I mean diagonally opposite. If 2 is here and 9 is diagonally opposite to that, the difference is 7. But we know that the question mark is a constant digit. It cannot vary. So if the difference is 7, then to get a difference of 7 with the 6 would be impossible. So 2 cannot go with the 9. That is for certain, right? Can the 2 go with the 6? If the 2 goes with the 6, the difference would be 4. And for the 9, we would require a 5. And that seems possible. Can 2 go neither with 9 or 6? Which means that the 9 and the 6 would have to be diagonally opposite. So the difference would be 3 in that case. And still for the 2, you will require a 5. So we have established that 5 must be in this area, right? That is definitely true. Because if 2 goes with the 2 going with the 9 is impossible. We have seen that. If 2 goes with the 6, the difference would be 4. And 9 would have to take a 5. And if 2 goes with neither the 9 or 6, then 9 and 6 would be diagonally opposite. In which case the difference is 3. And for the 2, we need a 5. So 5 would have to be here. So we have a 2, 5, 6, 9 quadruple here. So this would be a 1, 3, 7. Oops. 7 cannot be here. This is 1 and 3, which means this would be a 7. And that gives a 2 here, eliminating the 2 from here. So 2 goes here, right? So let me mark digits now. We need 2, 5, 6, 9 here. You have 5 and 9 here, so this would be a 5, 9. And that would be a 2, 6. Right? It's clear to us that 2 and 5 are pairing together and 9 and 6 are pairing together. Look at this column 2, 6, 7, 9, 3, 4, 5. So this would be 1 and 8. And similarly, this column 3 and 6. And this column must be 4 and 5. And you can see that 5 cannot go here, because if it does, then you would need another 5 to satisfy this question mark. Let's say you have a 5 here. 5 multiplied by anything doesn't matter, but it has to be even digit, right? You cannot have odd here. So suppose if you have 6 here, then 2 multiplied by 15 would not be possible. So 5 is never possible here. So now we know that this digit is half of that digit. So I think we can use that to our advantage, right? So let's see what goes here. It cannot be 1, 2, 5. It cannot be 4, 7, 8, 9. So this would be 3 or 6. But if you have 6 here, you need a 12 here, as we just saw. So this would be a 3. 4 3s are 12, and so which means this would be a 6. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this is 1 and 2. And this would be 1, 2, 5 with a 5 here. So let's see now how to continue. Look at this 2 clue and this 2 clue. So that is giving the 2 inside this area. Okay. All right. So look at this cell. It cannot be 4, 7, 8, 9. It cannot be 1 and 6 or a 2. So this cell can only be a 3 or a 5. It cannot be 1, 2, 4, 6. It cannot be 7, 8, 9. So this is 3, 5. And that gives me a 3, 5 pair here, which means this would be 8. That would be 6. And that completes the row 1 and 2, I think. So this would be 6. This would be 2. That gives a 2 here, a 4 here, which means this would be 4. This would be 8. And 2 is not in these two cells, so this becomes 1, 5 pair. That gives a 2 here. Because of this 6, so we get a 1 here. And we need a 7, 9 pair here. So 4, 7, 8, 9, 1, 3, 5. So this would be 2 and 6. And this would be 3 and 7, right? And now we can make use of that question mark here. So this obviously cannot be 5. This would be 9. This would be 5. This would be 5. 1, 1, 3, 3, 7, 7, 9. So we have completed the row 1. That was awesome, right? Now let's slowly go behind. So a closer look at these two cells would reveal that these two cells must be 3, 5 as well, because both of these are prime numbers and there is no other digit that you can place here. An easier way to explain this is you have a 4 here, so this must be a 3. To get the 7, this must be a 5. And the moment you have 5 and a division operation, let's see what you can put here. 3, 6, 9, 2, 7, 8. So this would be 1, 4 or 5. So obviously you can't have a 1 here, because then you would need a 5 as a result of these two cells, and for that you would need a 15 here. Not possible. So this is 4 or 5, and 4 is also obviously eliminated, because to get a fraction of 5 by 4 you would need something like a fraction here as well. There is no whole number that you can place here that would give you a fraction of 5 by 4. Simply not possible. Just simple arithmetic would help you. Assume this as x, and x by 3 is equal to 5 by 4, or 3 by x is equal to 5 by 4, and both the ways you will see that no whole number can go into this cell. So which means that this would have to be a 5. No other cell can go here. And now we get 1 as a result of this. So which means this would also be a 3. And 1 is here and 1 is not here. So 1 goes into this area. And 3 and 5 are going into these 3 cells. So I have a 3-5 here, so this becomes a 3-5 pair. Because of this 3, so this is a 5 and that is a 3. Let's look at this row. 2, 7, 8, 9, 3, 5. We need 1, 4, 6. So you have 1, 4 here. So that's a 6. And that becomes 1, 4. And because of this 4, you get 1 and 4 here. And you can log the 3, 7 pair in here because of this 3, 7. So this becomes a 5, 9. You have a 5 here. So that's a 9. That's a 5. Okay, 7 in row 8 and row 9. So 7 goes in these two cells. And look at the 6. The 6 must be in these two cells, right? By using normal Sudoku. Now, the important thing here, the last bit of tough deduction you can say, is seeing that this cannot be a 6. If this is a 6, then this cell must be 1 or 2, right? Because obviously 1 and 2 cannot go opposite. That would violate this clue. So this must be 1 or a 2. So let's say this is 1. Then 2 must have a 5. 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 must have a 5, which is not possible. And if 6 is taking the 2, the sum is 8. Then 1 must take a 7, which is again not possible. So 6 cannot be here. Tough deduction, the final one I promise. So 6 goes here. Now, okay, look at this row and this cell. 4, 5, 9, 3 and 7. So we need 1, 2, 6 and 8. 1, 2 and 6 are eliminated. This is 8. This is 4, 7 and 9 could go here, but 7 and 4 are eliminated. So this is a 9. That becomes a 4, 7 pair. And with this 4, we can get a 4 here and a 7 here. 3, 5, 7, 1, 2, 4, 6. So we need 8, 9. And 9 resolves that. 9 and 8. And 8 and 1. So we need 1, 2, 4, 7 here. So look where the 4 goes. Can't be here. 4 goes here. And now this cell has to be 1, 2 or a 7. And because of this 1 and 2, we get a 7 here. And this becomes a 1 and 2. And now these can be completed. They are like sitting ducks. 6, 3, 3, 7. You can hit the goal. And now 4, 6 and 7, 3, 5. So we need 1, 2, 8 and 9. And this 8, 9 pair clinches the deal. So 8, 9 goes here. This must be a 1 and 2. And because of this 8, this would be 8, this would be 9. And now we need a question mark, which is a constant digit. And the only way is if this is 2 and this is 1. This has to be 2 and this would have to be 1. This is 1, this is 2. So we are getting 10 as a result of this operation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. So this is 5 and 6. And this would be a 1 and 2 again. This one gives me a 1 here, a 2 here, a 2 here, a 6 here, a 6 here, and a 5 here. So with that, we have completed this very tough Sudoku by Édouard Lebeau from the recent Sudoku GP. So if you ask me, this Sudoku is seriously undervalued for the contest. I'm not sure why it was weighed 64. It should have been worth 100 points at least, because finding the start deduction, eliminating 8 from row 1, column 3 during the contest was not easy at all. And even if you find that deduction, I don't think the Sudoku became any more easier after that. It was still holding its own. Although we found the break-in and it got us going, it was still difficult even after that. So I seriously think that this Sudoku was very undervalued. But having said that, this was an excellent GP round, and the Sudokus were of very high quality, and I really enjoyed giving it. So hopefully you enjoyed making me do a video on the Sudoku. Please like and comment under the video, and do remember to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you soon with a video. Bye-bye.